rocket launches are no longer needed to pass major environmental checks. No public review, no ecological impact study, just fire and go. In August 2025, a new executive order in the United States may have just made that possible. So basically, it's just for the space sector or space giants like Blue Origin or SpaceX. Today, on Astrolegal, we ask, why is this order controversial? Or how does it affect our environment, space law, and global ethics? And are we moving too fast? The order, signed recently by President Donald Trump, aims to cut red tape and boost America's competitiveness in the space sector. It allows certain commercial spaceports and rocket launch sites to skip or fast track reviews under the National Environmental Policy Act or NEPA. Let me break that down. So, NEPA is one of the US oldest environmental protection laws. It was passed in 1970 and it says if a project may harm the environment, you need to study the impact and ask the public for input before moving forward. So, now for example, if you want to build a new airport near a wildlife zone, NEPA says that you must assess the effect on birds, air, water, and nearby communities. Moreover, you must publish that report and give people a chance to comment. This applies to highways, factories, and yes, even to spaceports. But space launches are increasing rapidly. The US wants to stay ahead in the space race, especially with China launching ambitious missions. Their argument is environmental reviews take too long and slow down the process. We need speed, not paperwork. By bypassing NEPA for certain projects, they hope to launch rockets faster, cheaper, and more frequently. But many experts, including scientists, lawyers, and even local residents, are raising red flags. Why? Firstly, rockets pollute. So, they release chemicals into the environment and in the atmosphere. Some use fuels that damage the ozone layer. Second, spaceports disturb local ecosystems. So, in Texas, launches have disrupted wildlife habitats, nesting areas, and even caused fire. Thirdly, without NEPA, communities lose their voice. There is no official process to say, hey, this launch is harming us. You can imagine a company building a launch site next to your village, and you can't legally object or even ask questions. That's the concern. Now, let's bring in space law. Under international treaties like the Outer Space Treaty and Liability Convention, countries are responsible for making sure that their space activities are safe and do not cause harm either in Earth or in space. But here's the thing, the treaties do not tell how you manage your environmental regulations or laws. It has been left to the national governments or the countries itself. So, if a country weakens its own laws, legally it's still allowed, but ethically and even globally it's more complicated. This executive order could start a dangerous global trend. Other countries might say, if the US does not care about environmental reviews, why should we? It could trigger a race to the bottom where fewer rules are equal to more launches and the earth becomes collateral damage. This is not black and white. The supporters say that the space economy is booming. Delays caused by long paperwork and lawsuits are unfair, and innovation should not be held back by outdated red tape. But the critics say the Earth's environment is not an inconvenience. Moreover, we cannot explore new worlds by destroying our own. And lastly, law must evolve with technology, not disappear under it. So the expert says that space is not a legal vacuum. Speed should never come at the cost of safety. At Astrolegal, we don't take sides, we ask questions. So, here's what I ask you: should we skip environmental checks in the name of progress? Or who should decide how fast we go to space? And lastly, what kind of world are we launching from if we forget to protect it? This is not just about rocket launches, it is about responsibility. This is Astrolegal, where space meets law. Subscribe for more videos that explore the future of space, justice, and humanity.